Leola has said, Leola Brown, Bobby Brown's sister, has said on several occasions that she was beaten.
I believe that somebody my niece, just like they her mother.
Recorded just hours before her untimely passing has set the internet ablaze. The footage, grainy yet undeniably, and shows Whitney in a dimly lit hallway, her iconic voice barrel above a whisper. She appears distracted, clutching a small object in her hand, wasted a phone. A note, a cry for help, disguised behind the facade of her usual grace, while some claim she looks serene, others argue. Her eyes tell a different story, one of fear, exhaustion, and perhaps even awareness of an impending tragedy. Video has reignited speculation during the names of industry titans like
For the purposes of financial gain for those who have access to her estate, including Clive Davis.
Back in Teeth Spotlight. Could this clip hold the answers we've all been searching for, or is it merely another piece to the complex puzzle of Whitney's finale? Timing of this discovery, it's as if Whitney herself is speaking to us from beyond, begging us to take a closer look, and we are fans, investigators, and conspiracy theorists alike are dissecting every second of the footage.
Located her body inside this hotel. So far, police and the coroner are refusing to offer details about what may have caused her tragedy.
On that fateful night turned into the epicenter of one of Hollywood's mastendering mysteries. The whispers of foul play and industry betrayal have never truly faded. But this video has reignited. There's Ray J, the last known personto of scene. Whitney alive, his role in her final hours remains one of the most disturbing threads in this tangled web. Multiple insiders have alleged that Ray, far from being the innocent bystander portrays himself as, was depliant wind.
Oh, yeah. He needed her back, but he needed her back and under his control.
Had long plagued her life. Even more damning, a resurfaced interview shows Ray J bragging about his influence over Whitney, hinting at a level of control that now feels chilling in hindsight. O'Shea, devoted confidant, or a cunning allegations don't stop. There, a source close to the investigation has suggested that Ray J may have allowed an unsavory individual into Whitney's hotel room that night, someone who had no business buying there. If true, this revelation cold add the carefully curated narratives surrounding her demise. Was Ray J merely a pawn manipulated by forces far more powerful than himself? Or was he an active participant in a larger, more sinister plot? Either way, Heist's actions or inactions make him a key figure in this dark saga. And speaking of powerful forces, we can't overlook Clive Davis, the legendary music mogul who was Beth Whitney's mentor.
And her and Clive had a fight 2 days before. And from what I was told, Bobby Christina was present for some of that fight.
Famously went ahead with his annual Grammy party. The scene was surreal. Hollywood's elite sipping sparkling juice, while the world mourned one of its brightest stars. Was this a tribute to her legacy, as Clive later claimed? Or was it something far more calculated, a grotesque display? Attackment? A deliberate distraction? Some have even speculated that Clive's insistence on continuing the party was a move to protect certain secrets.
At 3:55 p.m. this afternoon, Whitney Houston was pronounced at the Beverly Hilton.
Whitney's relations with Clive wasn't just professional, it was deeply personal. Had discovered her, molded her career, and stood by her during some of her darksments. But was their connection as wholesome as it seemed? Recent allegations have cast a shadow over Clive's reputation, with claims that he wielded immense control over Whitney's life and career. Could this control have he extended into her final hours? Was there some mething or someone Clive needed Tazalance that night? The question.
I believe that there are several people that wanted Bobby Christina, but I think the purpose of her was to gain full access to Whitney Houston's estate.
Are endless, and the answers remain, adding fuel to the fire are the eerie parallels between Whitney's demise and thought of her daughter, Bobby Christina Jess. 3 years later, both women were found unresponsive in bathtubs, under circumstances that defy explanation. The sheer improbability of these events happening by chance has led many to believe there's a darker force at play. Some have even gone so far as to accuse Clive of orchestrating these tragedies, claiming he benefited from
with no training in music,
none,
Did you think you'd be good at this?
I never thought I would have a musical ear. I never thought I'd have a natural gift.
This remains speculative. Theming and similarities are impossible. Outspoken singer has never been Oneto shy away from controversy and Harrowsent claims about Clive Davis are anything short of explosive in a viral video. Jaguar alleges that Clive was knowingly complicit in Whitney's struggles but actively contributed to them. She goes further, accusing him of being part of a shadowy network that press.
And I have a very special connection with artists, with music. I certainly know I had it with
Christina were victims of a calculated scheme designed to control and exploit them. While skeptics dismiss her claims as baseless, others argue that Jaguar's insights align disturbingly well with the help, but return to that infamous Grammy party, the image of Clive flanked by Hollywood royalty, raising a glass in celebration while Whitney's body lay cold and lifeless.
never apparent to me. Any meeting I had with her, any interchange I had with her, she was
Seared into our collective memory, it's a moment that encapsulates the ruthlessness of an industry, where the show must go on no matter the cost. But what was Clive eerily
in
celebrated?
denial on that occasion. And she said, it's not as serious as you make out.
Waste that plan, was it? About money, power, control, or something even more sinister? Whitney was aware of the dangers surrounding her. Could this video be her way of sounding the alarm? Was she trying to leave behind a clue? A final plea for justice? Or was she simply a woman battling her demons, unaware that her time was running out? Whatever the truth may be, one thing is certain: this video has shattered the narrative we've been fed for over a decade. It's a reminder that the truth, no matter how deeply buried, always has a way of coming toe shifts to Clive Davis and Ray J. Weirlift, with even more questions. What really happened in those final hours at Beverly Hilton? What secrets were hidden in that
through
hotel?
some things of adversity and getting through it was the
Hotel room, and most importantly, how far would the powerful players in Whitney's life go to protect? But what if Whitney Houston's demise wasn't just a tragic accident or the result of her struggles? What if it was something far darker? Careful your chest rust by the very people Chet rusted most. Jaguar, right, an outspoken artist who's never shied away from exposing industry secrets, has made a jaw-dropping claim. Whitney uncovered millions of dollars missing from her earnings right before her untimely passing. According to Wright, Whitney was planning to leave her label and not
Stage, I think I may never sing again.
I never thought I wouldn't. I couldn't. I just didn't.
back. If true, this revelation would have sent shockwaves through the music industry and put Clive Davis, her longtime mentor and record executive, in an extremely compromising position. Could this financial discovery have been the final straw? It was Whitney's silence bear. She could blow the whistle going. There's been speculation about democracy clauses and celebrity contracts and Saransa policies that pay out staggering sums of money to companies when a star passes away. If these rumors hold any truth, Whitney's passing may not have just been a personal or public loss. It may have been a financial windfall for those who stood to gain. The timing is what Resi Abros, Clive Lee Davis's, and Pure reportedly thrived in the aftermath of Whitney's loss, with her catalog sales and posthumous projects. Entertainment's revenue. Was this simply the unfortunate reality of business, or was it part of a calculated plan to profit from her legacy? The chilling idea that Whitney's demise was as profitable as it was heartbreaking is one that refuses to becomes even more unsettling when we consider the whispers of secret recordings and vaults allegedly kept by Clive Davis industry insiders
of fame and fortune and being in the tabloids all the
sensitive materials ranging from unreleased tracks to footage and documents that could tarnish reputations of some of the biggest names in music. Could Whitney's financial discovery have led her to uncover something far bigger than missing earnings? Was there evidence of exploitation, manipulation, or even coercion hidden in those vaults? If so, it would explain why she suddenly became alienability to the very people who celebrated her as their crown Jewel, it's no wonder some believe the stakes surrounding Whitney's demise were higher than any of us could have imagined.
Know that Bobby Christina did not from the bathtub incident. That's not what Bobby Christina.
What Bobby Christina?
Bobby Christina was starved to.
More Whitney's escalating demands to regain creative and financial control off her career seem to have rattled those around her. Friends close to Thesinger have hinted that she was planning a major comeback, one that wouldn't just restore her artistic credibility but also allow her to renegotiate her power within the industry. She was reportedly in talks to release new music, independently cutting out the middleman but profited off her for years. This move will have been groundbreaking but also deeply threatening to the status quo if Whitney,
Young man who swears to God that he loves my niece, but yet you drag her up the steps, you pull her by her hair, you pull her by her hair and you punch her in the face and you knock 2 of her teeth.
raising the stakes for those who stood to lose. Thethy, shadowy, a figure of Pat Houston, Whitney's sister-in-law and manager woes, role in the singer's final years, raised more than a few eyebrows. Patois, one of the closest people to Whitney at the time of her passing, yet her actions have often been criticized as opportunistic, from her involvement in posthumous projects to her handling of Bobby Christina's estate. Pat's decision fueled speculation about her true motivation. Some have even alleged Thatch played a part in steering Whitney's word, circumstances that made her vulnerable in her final days. While Vesa claims remain unproven, they add an other layer of complexity to an already tangled web of relationships. Was Pat a protector? Or was she another player in Astrac again? Bobby Christina, Whitney Sonley's daughter, was found unconscious in a bathtub. The same haunting detail as Hermith's final moments. How could Twalman from the same family meet suckerly similar fates? Bobby
always assumed a far more active role than most record company presidents. That's why he was a pioneer in the 60s. It's also why he has survived into the 80s.